There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a 4-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th, and overall registration goes through May 30th.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People's City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and joined as always on Sundays on the ones and twos with Harrison. Always appreciate him coming in on Sunday. Got a little bit of an overcast, but not too bad weather out there. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. I gotta say, it's like probably one of the best weeks of sports we've ever had. You got the NFL draft, you had the Husker games. Shout out Lincoln Stars. They tied up the series. They're playing in the Western Conference Finals right now. They just wrapped up game 1 and 2 at the Icebox. They got to head down to Waterloo. But they came back. They lost the first one pretty tough, and they tied it up. So now it's 1-1. So if you like USHL hockey, that's great. Also, you got the NHL playoffs. Got to watch the Avalanche. They also tied their series up. They're playing the Stars, not the Lincoln Stars, but the Dallas Stars. NBA playoffs, and then volleyball last night, the Husker equipment
playing
garage
against
sale.
Kansas.
I mean, like anything you want to do, or what UFC this weekend. It was a premium weekend if you enjoy sports.
Well, it's that, you talk a little bit about that overlap, it's just you're on overload. Then you got, baseball, and you got area high school sports and everything else. And then kind of the AAU scene and all that. So if you are into athletics of any sort, you definitely, this is your time of year. Tennis, I mean, you got done with the Masters, so got out and hit the sticks a little bit. I'm not saying it was anything special. I don't think 93.7 The Ticket's inviting me to their league anytime soon, but got my first round out last Monday and got to hit on the range a little bit. So it is that time. It's that time of year.
Yeah, and I love it too. Now we're getting into the off season, which has just all sorts of speculation here in Nebraska, and that's going to be a conversation going.
Well, that's everybody. I mean, you're championship bound. You're making the playoffs. It's, what will be, not what could have, but what will be as they look into that. So great. Like I said, glad to have you joining us. Like I said, many celebrated Easter last week, and so some tremendous programming, but opportunity for the Ticket to have some time off is well deserved. And just a lot going on in the community. I mean, everything from, a shout out to the Extra Mile Walk and Michaela Kumke and that team over at the food bank yesterday. Always does a tremendous job. I got an opportunity to connect with some of their staff and really love all the things that they're doing to end food insecurity, not only just in Lincoln and Lancaster County, but just across the state. They're really a leader in the country. And so, really, again, wanted to give her a special shout out and all involved in that. I'd be remiss. I know Chris Raff, who has been just a longtime supporter, and I know he's not on the road anymore. I saw he made it to Alabama and had a cigar and was sitting relaxing, but is engaged, but has made that transition to Alabama, and definitely in person with stature. I mean, a guy is 6'9", 6'10", like you can't miss him. But when you talk about the size of a person is only mirrored by his heart. That's a dude that is. I mean, his heart is probably 10'10", and he has always promoted what we've done, what I've done, the station, but just personally put our youth out there and just gave the Raff good takes and done it more than he needed to. And so I just wanted to take a moment. I didn't get in Friday to say goodbye and give him a hug, but in all seriousness, Raff is truly somebody why I'm in this space. And when, you think on the other side of things, it's about putting positivity forward. And so, Chris, really do want to thank you. I know you're going to still be streaming in, but definitely your day-to-day presence will be missed, but the joy that you bring definitely fills in the studio.
Yeah, Raff was he might have been one of the first real talents, because if people really remember back in the day, Ticket Weeknights, it was trying to think of what the show name was called. Riffin' with Raff.
Riffin' with Raff,
yeah. And that was the first time I got to meet Raff and AD, and obviously I'll still get to see AD more playing, but Raff might be one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Yeah.
I mean that with everything I got. I've never had a single moment where he's a guy that walks in the room and it's like, okay, you're going to have a great friendly conversation. Like, he's just always has a really good attitude. So yeah, obviously we're still going to be able to hear from him, but best of luck to him. He reminds me of the Friendly Giant, almost like Shaq's like that too, where some of these guys Shaq's like the same way, where he's just a massive.
Now, don't give him too much love, because he'll be like, he should be in multiple Hall of Fames. I mean, this is something. The skill level, the talent level, there's
the size of the heart.
The heart is what we're going. I don't want to be putting forward as like, I should be in the 93 Ticket Hall of Fame, or make another shirt. But in all seriousness, Raff, truly, much love to you from myself and Harrison and all our guests. In so many ways. Other things, again, want to just give a shout out. I know it's been a week, and so Maya Stevenson and the Southwest Lady Silverhawks, who Maya has been on the show, has been somebody who has been part of reading the elementary school scholars, and was a key component of the state championship soccer team there. They won the hack tournament. Actually, the boys won it as well, but I also wanted to give just a shout out to Maya, who's done so much in a lot of different ways. She's a St. Louis University commit, but again, when you talk about somebody, her athleticism is only dwarfed by what she gives from a servant leadership standpoint. And when we talk about just bigger than the score, wanted to make sure I got that out there for her.
Yeah, and you saw a lot of that. If we want to go on the theme bigger than the score, like yesterday with all the Husker games events going on too, it's yes, the spring game maybe wasn't the same as what it used to be back in the day, but what you really see, it's just an awesome opportunity, especially for the younger fans, to meet some of those athletes, and those athletes to reach out and just show that little bit of kindness. And it just goes a long way. You can make a little kid's day. And, if little kids see a remarkable athlete who has every reason to walk around with his, chest puffed out and be, cocky and just not have any fear. But if they see that same athlete, really humble, nice, well-spoken, that's the same person they're going to aspire to be. I want to be an athlete, but I want to be that nice person, so I can do the same thing to a little kid. So it's just an awesome culmination of the weekend, and there's a lot of cool stories that you can go through. That I know we don't have the hour. We're not going to talk about the Husker games here, but just a really incredible weekend. And I enjoyed how they just showcased, all the athletics as well. Shout out to the volleyball team. I think I left them off the table, but they swept Kansas, and what was the sold out Bob Devaney. And again, that just kind of goes back to the young girls out there want to be volleyball players, like just great leadership out there. And with Danny Busboom Kelly, I think everyone feels really safe that what John Cook left behind is only going to continue with her.
Well, and I think just getting an opportunity to be in the space. I mean, we've had my daughter on in different components, but just the fact you had Midland University playing the Huskers in flag football in Memorial Stadium. And, I go back and I reflect on when you're having the Husker, volleyball day in Nebraska in there, and having Kearney and Wayne State, and my daughter getting the opportunity in Nebraska and Omaha. Like, you grow up, if you grew up here, and we moved around quite a bit, but you would have never imagined your daughter getting to be in that setting. You're just, me and my dad went to Husker games and we watched this and we watched so-and-so play and so-and-so. And now these young ladies can go back and say, I played on this field. It wasn't just I came on a student visit and everything. So again, great job to them. Also the area schools. I know like Kearney, intimately knowing that they closed out their spring season as well. Concordia and a lot of the other places as they're starting to transition to graduation, which is going to happen for some of these schools in just a week or two or so. So with that transition, had a unique, this month is Autism Awareness Month. And so wanted to make note, I'm wearing blue, not just for the Cowboys, but I do want to represent the color as we showcase what that is. And for those that may not be aware, April's Autism Acceptance Month. It's a time to promote understanding, support inclusion, and push for better care, resources, and respect for those with autism. And so if you're not quite sure what autism is a spectrum disorder. It affects how a person sometimes communicates, interacts with others, and experiences the world. And today, about 1 in 36 young people in the United States are diagnosed with autism, and that's according to the Center for Disease Control, CDC. Additionally, up to 6% of children with that also with different components have autism. Now, that being said, people are like, man, it's a special thing. I think something when you get to meet young people in any capacity, but I want to say autistic young people, there's music that plays in a different way. It just plays and lights up your life. And so I want to introduce our guest today, and I want to start with you, Harrison. We're going to make a playlist today. Okay, we're gonna make a playlist because I got my man Jarrell in here. I got his daughter. I mean, we're gonna make a playlist. So if we had a mixtape, these kids today don't know. So we just elevated. People are like, mixtape? What are you talking about?
Yeah, let's go.
Digital music, Napster people.
Let's go.
You can't go to jail for it anymore.
Yeah.
All right. I want to know what is on Harrison. I'm gonna start with you. What is the song on your mixtape?
Boy, Spins, Mac Miller.
Ooh, okay. They're all looking. They're like, okay, you have to. We got that. Okay, I want our guests to introduce themselves real quick. First, I'll just say your name and then just say the song that's on your mixtape to start.
Yeah, I'm Jarrell Roach, aka Dad, and I would say the song on my mixtape would be "Lovely Day" by Bill Withers.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Anthem.
Elevated. There you go. All right, young lady, go ahead and give us what's that song on your mixtape. Talking to that mic for me too.
I'm Karia Roach, and I would say the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got two lovely days on there.
Yeah, that's a good song. We play that in the mornings quite a bit.
Love that. I'm a new addition, Stan. So if it isn't love. Okay, hang on. People, I forgot there's windows here. There's windows here right now. And you got DP, who's a big music person, so he's probably gonna come in with some Con-Funk love song or whatever else.
Yeah, he came to the lobby blasting. I was like, okay, walking in with your own soundtrack.
Some Anita Baker or something like that. But let's introduce our guests as we went off, and we'll start, talk about the alignment with what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
But Jarrell is a friend, is a colleague, is a veteran, is a dad, is a man on a mission, comedians, entrepreneurs, so many things.
Yeah.
Jarrell, tell people who you are and just tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, man. I'm also Pete's friend, right? And that's it. I'm done right there. And
that's on the QR code.
Yeah,
that's on the QR code right there.
Link tree.
Right there on the back of his shirt when he walks down the street. Pete's friend.
Yeah, man. Lincoln native all day. Air Park all day. Let's go. And and been enjoying our life over in Bellevue, where I had a chance to move to that place, and moving just an hour away changed my life, man. But the vet, the dad, all those kind of things you talked about, just on a mission to share hope in as many places with as many people as I can in my lifetime, man. And I would say that's it. That's what I roll out of bed doing. That's what I exhaustively sometimes roll into bed or on the couch doing at night. Man, that is me all day right there, bro.
So you said a Lincoln native. Give us a little bit about just, as we've got the Jarrell Roach family here, as we'll just kind of list y'all.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit just about, like I said, your journey. Have you always lived you started in Lincoln, you moved an hour away. Like, what did that look like? Where did you go to school?
Man, that's really good, dude.
Yeah.
Big shout outs, man. Arnold Heights, Dawes, Southeast High School, Southeast Community College, Grace Bible College in Omaha. And I did some education through the military as well, man. And that's where I've been living. I'm going to get ready to go back to school.
So you saying really Nelnet loves you then?
Yeah.
Student loans love you.
That's actually really funny. Yeah. They love the GI Bill. That's what they love because that paid for my, yeah. And so It's been a blast, man. Education has been important. I always just wanted to find a way to get back to Lincoln. So when I had the opportunity to join the military, they told me I can go active duty or guard. And I said, what's that? And it said, active duty, you move every 4 years. I said, who tells you when to move? They said, they do. I said, I'm good. And I said, I want to stay back, teach, and, really pour into my community. And that's what I've literally lived my life doing. And we get a chance to, deploy out of our house. I like to encourage my family that we're going to be on mission. We're going to do incredible things. We want to do impossible things, And so we're out and about around the nation, again, just spreading hope, love, and joy. But that's really it, man. I love education. I love learning in every aspect of life. And I don't know, Pete. That's it. I don't know. It feels plain. But then you look into my life and you're like, you do what? Yeah.
Well, there's more to it. You simplified it. So that's something we very rarely can do, but you're being too modest. First off, thank you for your service.
No, you got it, bro.
I know you have deployed and you have been involved in a lot of different ways. And so do not want that going unnoticed. But you have a young lady next to you.
Yeah, incredible.
Absolutely.
Pretty,
phenomenal,
smart,
coming into this queen.
Joyful. Come on.
Oh, he just gave the whole description.
That's it.
Well, tell us who you are. Tell us a little bit who you are. I'm gonna have you use that mic too, and then you can introduce your friend as well.
Yeah, I'll introduce my friend first. So this is Twilight, my best stuffed animal pony friend and stuff. And I hug her every time at night and stuff.
Awesome. For real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the color green and stuff. And like I said, I'm Karia Roach, and I really love my dad. He's a really great father.
Come
really
on.
Great.
Wow, come on. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're gonna tell your dad he needs to pay up right now for saying that on the air.
Yeah.
I know that was the first. He said you need to say that. You need to say that in the first 12 minutes. She's itching over there, Dad. Give me that. No Venmo. Last time it bounced back.
Come on.
So guys, tell us a little bit. Tell us what do people love about you?
Well,
What's special about you?
They like how I'm kind in school and stuff. Like in high school, like I'm kind to all my parents and teachers and stuff, and I ask them a lot of questions about me and stuff.
Yeah,
awesome.
Very hospitable.
Love that.
Love that. Very hospitable.
Yeah, we don't use big words here. You multi-syllable words.
She likes to.
We got a young audience.
She likes people feeling welcome.
There you go.
Yeah. And what brings us together today is because autism awareness. Of my 4 children, 2 of my children are on the autism spectrum. So thank you for having us in the studio, man, and acknowledging that, man. Yeah.
No, well, and like I said, it's awesome and a blessing. And when I talked earlier about music and just coming into space, and I think Harrison could see it, DP, Magic was in the studio. Like, that's what this is.
Yeah,
though, I mean, I could have had you on any month, and we will, and we've continued to have you on with your friendship. But it really, to me, is something that I wanted to make sure we illustrate the life
on, bro.
that you all and other people bring into this space. Not just about people say the disability, but it's not just it's about an ability. And it's about an ability to bring certain rhythms and harmonies and different things. And so when I'm seeing you and your family, I couldn't think of a better group to bring in. Last year we had my friend Mike Alvarez and his daughter Samantha. And I'll tell you, it was all the episodes speak to me. But that was one that I was like, man, how prepared she came in, the messages she wanted to share. And I didn't want this month to go by without acknowledging that. So,
I remember that.
So tell us, tell us about your journey as a family. You talked about having a couple children that, and again, I don't want to say children that have been diagnosed with autism, but just tell us about what that's like as a family. What are the joys? What have been some of the highs? But what have been some of the challenges?
Yeah. And then Karia, if you want to speak to any of that too, being an autistic girl, you can. But I would say for us, the joys are kids, wonderful, absolutely wonderful kids. I would say if I was to be authentic, sometimes the kids being on the spectrum probably chooses us to be or allows us to be more patient than we would have chose.
Right.
I think that's one of the best ways to put it. And as we're talking about it a little bit more, I think just becoming a lot more comfortable with what that means to us and not necessarily feeling so different, as opposed to this is just where we are and every family has its dynamics. Right. But, I don't know, man. I think there's just such a spirit of gratitude, choosing gratitude over it, no matter what, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Jeremiah, he's here. He's just right outside the studio. He's a little nonverbal bro, but he's so joyful. And again, when you look at the kids, all you see is kids. I feel like when we were here last year, like that's what I see. And then there are some things I think that will pop up that make you go, okay, that feels less normal. Yeah, that feels less traditional than how most of us would act. But Karia, what do you think? Growing up with autism, I mean, how has it? What do you feel about your life growing up with autism?
Well, it's kind of hard for me to understand and stuff, like to take control in myself and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like how to be like a better daughter for my family and stuff. Like how to grow and learn more stuff.
Yeah.
Karia, you talked about something. You said like being a daughter for your family.
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like for you? Because I mean, you're a big sis.
Yeah.
You're a daughter. Like, what does that look like for you day in and day out?
It looks like kind of like I'm just helping my family and learning how to like learn new ways to like express myself and stuff, like express how I feel and stuff.
Yeah.
Love that. What's one of your specialties? What's one of the things that you do that you're like, ain't nobody else in the family gonna do this if I'm not here?
Well, I just like the color and stuff. Like takes my mind away of all the bad stuff I done and stuff.
Yeah. Let me just kind of back that up a little bit. Creativity for sure. And bad things. So I had a comment that says everything feels normal. And then sometimes there are some things that just make you go, that's less traditional, right? That's less common. And so we're definitely navigating through that. I know in our home, the idea of working as a team, that's a big deal. So it's just not a chore. It's serving our brothers and sisters. It's just not an errand. It's working as a team because we want to build up our family. And I think that's what we want to do. So when we launch our kids out of the home, people are like, your kids are kind, they serve us, they welcome us. They always have questions. They want to know us because in our home, we try to practice the same thing.
Love that.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to hit a break here.
All right.
But I'm going to go off of what your shirt when we come back. It says, keep going, keep growing. And I definitely want to talk about that. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend.
They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease.
Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Allo Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and joined on the ones and twos with Harrison as always. Harrison, tell us about the rest of the day's programming and how people can get in touch with us if they want to.
Absolutely. We do got Royals coming up at 12:30 today, so we'll go through this hour still live, and then we'll kick off the Breeze for about 25 minutes, and then 12:30. I know we got plenty of Royals fans. Don't worry, that one will be there for you guys, but you can still watch all the shows. Get the Ticket app, probably the best way to do it, or you can always watch Facebook, YouTube, X, Outlook Channel 961, and then, of course, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. But we'll have regular programming throughout the entire Sunday night here. We're done with Easter. I know we had all replays there, but we're back to our normal programming. So if you look forward to any of those shows on a weekly basis, they will be there at their usual times.
Fantastic. Well, we have got two phenomenal guests. We actually got a whole family. I mean, that's what we say. Bigger Than Score is a family show. We got some that are going to come in here afterwards, but we've got Jarrell Roach, like I said, a friend, a colleague, a mentor. Just again, we veteran. We've named so many things, and his queen. And give me the name of your little pony.
Twilight Sparkle.
Twilight Sparkle. And we got Twilight Sparkle in. We always talk about pets. And so, like, I'm thinking Twilight Sparkle's in that top 5.
Yeah.
We've had different names of one. We're going to get a board because I keep forgetting what they are. But we're going to put the top 5 of our pets when we ask people what their pets are. But, Cara, we asked you a question. You have a shirt on. It says, keep growing, keep going, keep growing, keep going, keep growing. All right? Yeah. Tell us what that means to you.
I think it means like to explain how I grow and be a better example for my family and stuff, like how to help people and stuff.
I love how you talked about, because everything you've talked about so far has not been about you.
Yeah.
Like really everything you talked about helping family, being a good sibling, et cetera, et cetera. Where does that come from? Like, why should people not think all the time about themselves, but also think about others?
Because it helps you like express your feelings and stuff, like how you feel inside you and stuff.
I love that. And you are in high school right now.
Yeah.
And so I've seen you from elementary and moving on up. Talk a little bit about year one in high school, and where do you go to high school? Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Miss Shara, my best friend.
Yeah. And what high school do you go to?
Bellevue West.
All right.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. So you're a Thunderbird then, huh?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. We got a couple other Thunderbirds on here. You probably got Eric Strickland. Long time. He's up on the wall. He's up on probably 15 different walls over there.
We've been seeing him up there.
Clester Johnson and the whole crew. So a T-Bird. What is something special about Bellevue West that you love? You said Miss Shara, and then like what makes it special that it's an environment that you love about Miss Shara, but also being at Bellevue West?
I like Miss Shara, and I like working with her, and I like all my different types of classes, and the food is really good at lunch.
Wait a minute. Harris and I are looking at each other. We had a number of scholars on. We've been here about 2.5 years. And I'm not saying, our food service is great, but you are the first one who's probably talked about the food at lunch. So tell us a little bit about what kind of food they got at Bellevue West.
Sometimes they have a lot of different food, but my favorite food at lunch is goulash, because they serve the best goulash ever.
Come on.
Oh,
goulash.
Man, Harrison was like, okay. Well, that is not something. We're going to make a side trip to Bellevue West one of these days.
Absolutely. A good goulash will change your mind.
Have you tasted the goulash?
Get the goulash.
Yeah.
Well, Gerard, I'm going to ask you the same question.
Yeah.
On her shirt, it says, keep going, keep growing.
Yeah.
How is that been applied to your family?
Yeah, man.
With everything, the blessings that you've had, but also, just admittedly, like it's not always easy.
No.
And so when it's been really hard, now what advice would you give or have been given? And then when it's gone really great, what's a piece of advice you've given?
Yeah, man. So to couple those two, keep growing, keep going.
Keep going.
Keep growing. Yeah. And if I'm thinking about our family, and if I'm thinking about just what that looks like, man, some of the deepest growth is the growth that's happening under the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Or under the surface. And so for us, it's been about, who do we become inside of our home? So it's deep conversations, it's tough conversations. Sometimes we have to do hard stuff. We have to just slow down and talk through some pretty hard stuff, even when we don't always want to, right? We have to apologize to each other because that's what helps us grow. Serving one another really helps us to work our emotions, man, because if it was only about us, we kind of get a little bit limited. So, but when we're serving each other, we can see, we can help meet needs of individuals. We can actually, we're blessed by serving each other because we feel like that's a seed that's been put in us, to serve one another. Like to us, the greatest leader to ever walk this earth, love your neighbors as yourself. And you love them by the way you treat them. So, and so that's been a big piece in our home, man. And I think it's the byproduct of us growing is how we extend our care and our love towards people.
Wow. Like
that shows who we are, how we're growing. Yeah, man.
I love how you talked about the best part is you don't even see it.
You don't even see it, man. That's the stuff that we oftentimes underestimate. On the surface, it's, on the surface, you're enduring all the elements around you, the wind, the stuff that comes along and eats you, all that kind of stuff, the sun. But underneath the earth, man, like you're just waiting for life to respond to you from the top down, man. So your goal is just to grow down and grow down deep. And that's it. So, it's easy for us to have conversation. It's easy for us. Carya does a good job of planning family nights because it causes us to grow, man. It causes us to grow down deep. We have arguments during family nights, which doesn't, that seems counterintuitive. But
arguments during family nights. I'm like, that's a cookout.
We're learning our limits, right?
You got a cookout at night.
I know, right?
All you doing is bringing everybody's business to light.
I know, right? And we're just learning our limits. We're learning how we dwell around each other. We like to do invites over to our house because we're trying to grow in community. So, Karia plans that. She's the one that loves hospitality and welcoming people. So she makes sure we don't forget that stuff.
So Karia, first off, give us your best family night. If you're planning a family night, Harris, you're planning a family night for 93.7 The Ticket. Yeah. What's the plan? What's the plan for us?
What are we going to do?
Well, I might have like an art competition or something, like creating different types of art for people and stuff, like, so I can sell them to like poor people that love art and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like to change their like emotions and how they feel about new things and stuff.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. At 93.7 The Ticket art night. So
sip and paint.
Yeah. Kool-Aid and paint.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Juice boxes. Juice boxes. Of course. Juice boxes.
Look at Karia's like, you're trying to age me doing
juice boxes.
Things, okay.
Juice boxes.
Karia,
and donating the money, right?
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Karia, give a piece of advice. Like if you had individuals in a space and you could talk to them about you and talk to them about individuals that are like you, but even maybe that are different than you, what is a piece of advice to adults that you would give to them to just make their experience and their relationship better?
I would say always be their self and do things you always wanted to do. And stuff. Yeah. And like change their new ways and stuff, like to see the world and stuff.
What's good? Going off that, and I really appreciate that. What's a piece of advice that you've received that you're like, okay, that was good. I'm gonna take that with me the rest of my life?
I would say always be myself and do things I've always wanted to do, like my dreams or something, like make them come true and stuff.
That's right. That's right.
What, and I want to go on because sometimes people aren't always the best people in life. Yeah. And I think it's important sometimes to just hear, what would you tell somebody that honestly, and Jarrell, I'm going to ask you the same thing, that may struggle with an interaction with you.
Yeah.
And we've talked about autism, and I want to kind of limit, but if somebody's struggling with that or not certain what to do or what to say, I always kind of see those individuals, they get in that situation and maybe their heart's there, but they just don't know what to say or what to do.
Yeah.
What's piece of advice or suggestions would you have for them?
Yeah. Hey, so real quick, babe, you got friends at school?
Yeah.
If they knew you had autism, but they didn't know how to become friends with you, what would you tell them? What's the easiest way for them to become friends with you?
Well, I would ask them, do you want to be my friend or something? And then I would like lift them up or something if they're like feeling down about something, and I would rub their back if they're feeling sad about something. I like cheer them up and make them happy again.
So so the best of your ability, you just want to treat people like they're regular.
Yeah.
And then you want to be treated like you're regular. It's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I feel like that's it too. I feel like that's the breakdown. So my son Jeremiah, he's nonverbal, but he's very loud. He can escalate. He can not escalate. He can take it up a notch in a good way. He can be in your face, 3 inches from your face, hug you, kiss you. Hi, my name is Jeremiah. I always,
he's coming, he's coming for you.
I always tell people, yeah, this is just him, and we do try to teach Jeremiah, man, to find your distance, because sometimes people go, whoa, what is that? And if you don't know him, he doesn't like have any outside, something that says from the outside that there might be an issue until he starts speaking. So sometimes that throws people off guard and they don't know what to do. And so I tell you, me personally, I do appreciate when I see people kind of take a step back, like in a sense, take a breather, and they're like, oh, okay, this is just somewhat of a different situation. So to answer your question, I do appreciate when people show patience. You know what I'm saying? Because that can be difficult. We don't know what to really say to him. What did he just say? We don't really know how to respond. But when they take a step back, show a little bit of patience, and they're just like, how you doing today? And just really try to reapproach that conversation. I would say from a parent, I really appreciate people taking that tact. Yeah, or being tactful in that way.
And just, obviously you've had delvings in education, you speak to CEOs and just, the wide gamut, but, as we're entering or kind of nearing kind of the end of that, structured day, so to speak, from an educational standpoint, and teachers are getting professional investment and reflecting on the year, what's a piece of advice that you would have for educators? Not just for our scholars, but honestly, engaging and building a relationship that actually matters. And, you've heard me talk about that a lot with a parent who is advocating and understanding the needs. And I always say that, I love an educator, but I remember my mom said, like, your primary one is the one at home.
You talking, bro.
And that narrative. And so how do you, what's a piece of just advice for educators that are, in the mix, spending a lot of time with your kids, probably the second most compared to you.
And
sometimes just advice more. As they're navigating it.
I would say thank you for your service, first and foremost. And then I would say the second that I feel has really helped me, not because of my personality, but because of my character. And statistically, when you look across the board, continue to get wisdom, understanding, and knowledge on how the world is changing around you, so that when you walk into situations, your way of doing things may not feel outdated, And I would just say there are some things that never change, Okay, let me answer this in another way. We were talking to our military personnel, and we were sharing this quote about things that never change, and they were saying, hey, things that never change are like the world around you changes, but things that never change are like family and kindness and all this. And I said, well, actually, they do change. I said, your family changes. People pass. You know what I'm saying? There are some people you wish you were never around ever again, and kindness and the way we view kindness changes in our life. But I said, here's the thing that should not change, and it's your ability to develop yourself. Should not change. Like you should be able to your ability to develop yourself should be something that is so anchored into you. It's an everyday aspect of your life. You want that, you want that to continue to be something that is like the bedrock of your life. Right. And I just think as educators, that's our ability to change, our ability to develop, what I'm saying? Like that should be our unchanging factor. If I'm saying that right, how did I say that? That should be, that's something we want to continue to
grow
in. Yeah. That's what I want to say. Yeah.
Keep going, keep growing.
The unchanging things of life, you don't want that to be something. There we go. You don't want that to be something that's unchanging. You want your ability to develop to be something that is constantly growing and challenging the days of the things that are happening in the day. And I just think as educators, that has to be primer. For me, that is when I step in front of a room, I don't like coming in with this is how the world's about to work kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, I just got some incredible training recently, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm missing that part. Yeah. I want to go back and instill that part. And so for me, it has to be that ability. I think for all of us, it has to be that ability to say the one thing that's going to change, I'm saying this right, is my ability to continue to develop. I want to continue to grow. I don't want to stay stuck. I just messed that whole thing up. There it goes.
Hey, you know what? And I said, I'm going to go on a shirt because I think everything you said made sense. And again, it's just about, making sure as educators, but also adults that are employing individuals that we keep going, but we also keep growing. And so with that, we're going to go to our last break, and then we're going to bring the rest of the Roach family in on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a four-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email jake@theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th, and overall registration goes through May 30th.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln. Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Boyk, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com. Big Brothers Big Sisters is bringing back Bowl for Kids' Sake. Create a team, raise donations, and join the bowling celebration at Sun Valley Lanes and Games on May 2nd. Every contribution helps to create and support one-to-one mentoring relationships for Lincoln's young people. Learn more and register today at bbbsmidlands.org under the Events tab. Big Brothers Big Sisters, igniting the power and promise of Lincoln's youth for over 50 years.
At Allo, we go beyond internet, bringing you faster speeds backed by an all-fiber network. We go beyond TV and phone service, delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown's Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, BHS LLC, joined as always on the ones and twos with Harrison. on the Sunday. I hate to say, right before the marathon next week, it's going to be a traffic jam galore. But good luck to those that are doing their tapering or their I want to say I used to do it. I don't even could say warm down because there's never a warm down.
No, thank you for reminding me. I think I'm like 0 for 4 on beating it. So I'm always like sweating, texting you nervously because I always forget. So for anybody who's got plans Sunday morning, heed that advice from Pete Ferguson. Make sure you get ahead of it. I'll block you off completely.
Well, good luck to you. And the mill's open, so you can come down here and you just want to stay for 6 hours. There's no better place to be. But hey, we are joined in studio by, as you can see, we added a few more to the Roach clan, and so they're all they gave us, Harrison, you got to get that love when you come in. They were like Peter Ferguson. They'll do the cheer for Harrison on the outro. We'll make that happen.
Come on.
But Jarrell, introduce us to your family.
Yeah, man, I got to my right side the youngest. This is Carly, aka Chicken. We got Jeremiah over here, aka Spider Maya, and then of course we have Kario over here, man. These are 3 of my 4.
Wow. And like I said, a beautiful looking family. Tell us a little bit about them. I mean, like I said, who are they? What makes them special to you?
Yeah, man. I would think one of the reasons that makes them special is I can write them all off on my taxes. And I'm just playing. But Carly is our youngest. She is a 4th grader. And man, really thrives with people. And we love that. Very, very friendly young kiddo. Loves gymnastics, loves dance, loves music. And Jeremiah over here, he's getting ready to be a freshman coming in this year. Okay. Yeah. Loves Spider-Man, loves music, so loves instruments, has had a couple solos at school. So and loves people. Really good dude, man. And then we've talked to Karia, of course, that loves art and all things creativity and fashion and all that kind of stuff, man. So
well, we got the note. They were drawing on the iPad. She's like, when are we going to be on? When are we going to be on?
They're used to being with Daddy in the studio.
So this is the deal. If I don't let her say 2 words now, I got to have, what's your favorite? Somebody you want to give a shout out to. Who do you want to know that you're on the radio? A friend.
Okay. Olivia, wherever you are in Utah, I am on the radio in Lincoln.
Well, she's making a shout out to Utah, Harrison.
I like it. Shout out to the Utah listeners.
For our archery tournament.
She's got a what?
She's there for our archery tournament.
Oh, for an archery tournament? Okay.
School.
All right, Olivia, if you're on the road and you're not listening, you better be, because you just got called out. I don't know it's not I-80 or whatever, but it's on the road. Well, so Jarrell, we've talked a little bit. Again, this is, as we've talked about, it's April's Autism Acceptance Month.
Yeah.
And as I looked it up, I liked, because oftentimes we say Awareness Month. And so tell me a little bit of what the term, when you talk about acceptance and awareness, I like the acceptance term, but I'm interested in your thoughts in regards to what that is. And then you've spoken to that, but what is something that people can do right now to make sure that they're not making it just a month, but they're making it a movement. They're making it their mission.
Yeah, man. I would think one of the coolest things that you can do right now, one of the most sensitive things you can do is just do your research. There's some great stuff online from YouTube, from from other platforms that just talk about families and families that are impacted by autism in a positive way, kids, adults, etc. And I just think becoming more aware of it is by educating yourself around it, and then helping you, helping you to train your eye and your heart for how you can acknowledge that out in public. Yeah, man. I think that's one of the best things.
Kyle, same to you. What is the term, if we say the word acceptance to you, what does that mean?
I mean, I think it means like letting other people do whatever they want to do, and joining other people and seeing what they do and stuff in their life and community and stuff.
Yeah. Love that. So we always ask a question. DP has laid the foundation on the station on love. And so I want you to answer this prompt. So love is love.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We love your prompt. Love is. So, all right. What about love is? Finish that sentence.
I think love is showing lots of people like different types of ways to love people and show how you love them really, really good and stuff,
All right.
Definitely do action.
Like that. All right.
Jeremiah, real quick.
Yeah,
Jeremiah, love is what?
I love to lose somebody else. And now we are seeing and son the Spider-Man.
Thank you.
Oh, love it so much. Spider-Man in there. Love Spider-Man. Thank you for all those Marvel.
Good job.
So we got Marvel listeners and people in Utah being called out today.
Come on,
Love
Carly.
is.
Come on, Carly.
I think love is like showing kindness and support to others.
Wait a minute. We almost had to go another hour right here. Come up here bringing it. Love is. Darrell, what about you? Love is.
Man, I think love is laying down your life for your brother. Greater love has no man seen than this, than one that lays down his life for a friend.
Love that. You know what? No better way to end. I want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship. Appreciate all of you just being able to be authentic and put some advice out there.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to end on 93.7 Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. We're going to keep going and keep growing with the Roach family.
Woo!
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and my schedule can get a little hectic. From softball practices to going to class, traveling for games, spending time with family, and catching up with friends, I am always on the go. I want a bank that can help me from anywhere, but also be there when I need them. That's Midwest Bank. They have the same mobile banking technology as those big banks, but have that hometown feel that I like every time I walk through the doors. They make banking easy no matter where I am. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service.